Your heart is going to stop. Maybe in 50 years, maybe sooner, but it will. And here's the part nobody tells you. When it does, your body doesn't just switch off, it gets to work. Because death isn't a moment, it's a schedule, and your body follows it whether you're still there or not. So let's do something strange together. Let's walk through it, minute by minute, the entire timeline of what happens to you after you, because the question was never really when you die. We're all clear on that part. The real question is what your body does next, on its own, without you, for years. And it is so much busier than you would ever guess. But first, forget the calm, untouched body resting in the coffin. What actually happens is faster, stranger, and, weirdly, kind of beautiful. And it starts almost immediately, with a twist nobody sees coming. The first few minutes are quiet, your heart stops, your blood stops moving, and with nothing left to push it around, gravity takes over. The blood drains from your face and sinks. Within about 30 minutes, you turn pale. There's a name for it, pallor mortis, the paleness of death. Then you cool. A living body burns fuel to hold 98 degrees. A dead one doesn't. So you slide, about 1.5 degrees an hour, until you match the room. It's one of the first clues a forensic scientist reaches for. To guess when you died, they take your temperature, and here's that twist. Death isn't even a switch that flips off. It's a staggered shutdown. Your brain, the part of you hungriest for oxygen, goes first, within minutes. The rest of you doesn't get the message for a long time, and some of it does the opposite of shutting down. In studies of animals, scientists found more than 1,000 genes. Don't go quiet after death, they switch on. Some keep climbing for days. Genes for stress, genes for immunity, and, strangest of all, developmental genes, the kind a body normally uses to build an embryo, flickered back to life. Even in human tissue, the machinery inside your cells keeps running, quietly, for hours after you're gone. For a little while, in the dark, some of you behaves like something is just beginning. Meanwhile, all that settled blood is pooling wherever your body sits lowest. Lie on your back, and it collects there in deep purple patches, like bruises that appeared out of nowhere. This one is called livor mortis, and after 8 to 12 hours it sets, fixed in place. So a body found face down, with the purple pooled along its back, is a body that was moved. The blood tells on the scene. A couple of hours in, you go stiff. This is the famous one. Rigor mortis, your muscles lock up, starting at the eyelids and the jaw, then spreading down through the body. Everyone assumes that stiffness is permanent. It isn't. A day or two later, you go soft again, because by then something else has quietly begun. And this is where the whole story flips. You have probably always pictured a body rotting slowly from the outside. It's the exact opposite. The decay begins deep inside you, only about 4 minutes after death, when your own cells, starved of oxygen, start to digest themselves from within. Scientists call it autolysis. Self-eating, you are the very first thing to consume you. And then your oldest roommates take over. Your whole life, you carried around roughly 38 trillion bacteria in your gut, helping you digest your food, keeping you alive. The second you die, that deal is off. With no immune system left to hold them back, they break out of the gut and spread through the body, eating as they go, and they release gas, a lot of it. So a few days in, you begin to bloat. The belly swells, sometimes to nearly double its size. A greenish patch blooms first on your lower right side, right over the pocket of your gut where those bacteria are thickest. Your body has become a slow chemical factory, and that smell we all associate with death, that's the exhaust from molecules so tied to this process that we named them after it. Cadaver-ine, pio-tres-ine. Now here's one the movies absolutely love. The corpse whose hair and fingernails keep growing in the grave. Long curling nails, a creeping beard on a dead man. It's a myth. Pure moonshine, one forensic scientist called it. Hair and nails need living cells to grow, and those cells died with the rest of you. The truth is simpler. As your skin dries out, it shrinks and pulls back, away from your scalp, back from your fingertips, revealing hair and nail that were already there. You're not growing, you're retreating. It only looks like growth. Now here is where it stops being about you at all. Within minutes of death, sometimes before your body has even gone cold, the flies arrive. Blowflies can smell death from a shocking distance, and they lay their eggs almost immediately. Those eggs hatch into maggots. The maggots eat, and they are staggeringly good at it. A body can lose most of its soft tissue to insects in a matter of weeks, and they don't all come at once. They arrive in waves. First the blowflies, Then, as you bloat, the beetles. Then the wasps. Not for you, but to hunt the insects that are feeding on you. Your body has become a tiny, complete ecosystem. An entire food web, rising and falling, on the frame of a single person. And those insects aren't just eating you, they're timing you. Each species shows up on its own schedule, and maggots grow at a steady clock-like rate. So an investigator can pluck a single maggot from a body, measure it, and count backwards, using the insects as a calendar to pin down the hour of death. You become your own witness. After the soft tissue is gone, what remains is you at your most basic, bone. In the right conditions, a skeleton can rest for decades, centuries, sometimes thousands of years. But decay isn't guaranteed. In cool, wet, airless places, a peat bog, a sealed casket, deep mud, the whole process can stall. Your body fat slowly turns into a firm, pale, soap-like wax. Undertakers call it grave wax, and it can hold your shape, recognizable, for centuries. And in the rarest cases, you're barely touched at all. People have pulled bodies out of cold European bogs that looked like they'd died last week. Skin, stubble, the calm lines of a face still intact. Some of those bog bodies turned out to be more than 2,000 years old. Iron Age people, staring up out of the mud, almost perfectly preserved. Sometimes the world just decides to keep you. We know these timelines in almost unbelievable detail because of one real place. A research field in Tennessee, opened in 1980 by a scientist named Bass, where donated bodies are laid in the open and studied, so we can read human decay like a clock. They call it the body farm. Everything I've just told you we learned by watching. But the most surprising part isn't what happens to your body at all, it's what happens to the ground beneath it. At first, it's brutal. As you break down, the flood of nitrogen and shifting acidity is so intense it scorches the earth. The plants directly beneath you wither and die, leaving a bare patch scientists call a cadaver decomposition island. But that scar is loaded, packed with carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, the exact nutrients every living thing competes for and never has enough of. And so in time, that dead patch flips into the richest ground for miles. The grass grows back thicker. The plants around it come in greener and faster. For up to 2 years, the place you fell stays changed. Not emptier, more alive. And that is the thing we get completely backwards about death. You don't disappear, you disperse. The carbon that spent a lifetime as your hands, your heart, your voice, it doesn't vanish. It gets drawn up into a blade of grass. The grass feeds a deer. The nitrogen that was once your breath becomes a wildflower, and then a bee. Piece by piece, atom by atom, you are handed back to the living world that lent you out in the first place. And here's the modern part. We've started doing this on purpose. In 14 states now, you can choose to be composted, laid in a vessel with wood chips and straw, where the same microbes that renew a forest floor turn you, in a matter of weeks, into a full cubic yard of clean, living soil, enough to grow a tree. People are choosing, quite literally, to become a garden. Because you were never really a solid, permanent thing. You were borrowed material. Carbon and water, and a little bit of stardust, arranged into you, for a little while. Death is just the return. And maybe that's the quietest comfort hiding in all of it. Nothing that ever made you is truly lost. It simply goes on to become something else. Every single part of you keeps living, just not as you.